Okay, my beautiful friends, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is still Monday, June 7th, 2021. As usual, a whole bunch of stuff to talk about here. First of all, my interview today with Alex Jones did get pushed off. It looks like next week now. Just keep your eyes open for that. I do apologize for it not happening today, but that's just the way it works from time to time. Okay, with that said, people, let's talk about this market and, frankly, how retarded it is, quite frankly. What's going on here? I almost don't know where to start. Let's back up to this morning when we had Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen talking about possibly the Federal Reserve raising rates. Well, today that kind of got backed up by a couple of Fed presidents who are also floating out a narrative here. Now, I want to hear from you on this. So a couple of Fed presidents are coming out explaining that, hey, the Fed does need to start tapering. I have explained to you for a very long time, the Fed has no plans at all to taper anything. They're going to continue buying debt. They're going to continue buying mortgage-backed securities, keeping rates suppressed until kingdom come. That's really the truth. Now, even with that today, I want to outline something for you in the market so you learn to read it. Okay, so again, Janet Yellen comes out talking about how rising rates could be happening relatively soon. Then we get a couple of Fed presidents, and we've been hearing from a few of them over the past few weeks about, well, the Fed needs to taper. Although the market today, we didn't do anything. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell a little bit, although earlier in the day, the Dow was at a new record high intraday. So a fractional loss on the Dow, a fractional loss on the S&P 500. The NASDAQ finished higher, despite all the inflation talk. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. So the market today isn't buying it. Now, how do we know, you and I, how can we tell just by looking at one thing that the market is not buying the narrative that the Fed is going to taper anytime soon? Well, look at the Dixie, the dollar index. It fell. If the market believed in any way, shape, or form that the Fed was going to start tapering, you would see immediate dollar strength. You'd see the Dixie go up. Didn't happen. The dollar fell. So this is the market laughing again at Creature Yellen, Federal Reserve President Creatures. It's not going to happen. I don't know another way to put this. Until at least, and I'm just going to say this right now, at least 2023, more like 2025, 26, maybe. But you have to understand, and I hate to tell you what I'm about to say, but it's the truth. America is in terminal decline. And if you think, again, any of this is by accident, you don't know what's going on here. Again, what do we find out? Debts and deficits are hyper exploding. The dollar is melting down. We're not adding any jobs either. Zero. All this, you're hearing about all the jobs. We're not adding anything. Net, we continue to lose jobs. Okay. And again, the narrative is going to be, we're booming. We're doing fantastic. Yet you must be lied to. You understand? The mainstream media, the politicians, whatever, their job is to mislead you. Period. The end. Tell you to look here. Don't look over here. So going back to the market here. So we finished mixed today. And the dollar fell despite talk of the Fed tapering anytime soon. It's not happening. And that just, again, makes our life easy. We know what to do. Bet against the debt. It's going to keep going up. Debts and deficits exploding. Get out of the dollar. You know that. I've been talking about this for like a decade now. Get yourself in hard assets, physical gold, physical silver, cryptocurrencies, absolutely. Cryptocurrencies did fall into some pressure today. Again, okay, whatever. Don't faze me at all. In fact, when I hear, and you're going to hear more about this, you're going to hear the mainstream media outlets trying to downplay or talk you out of holding cryptocurrencies. Banks are going to do the same thing. You're going to hear politicians talking about it again. When you hear that kind of talk, to me, I don't know, it makes me more bullish. The more negative the news is, the more negative people get about a particular asset, the more likely I'm going to take the opposite side of that trade. And it's a philosophy that has worked. So gold and silver today did put on, I don't want to say great gains, but they did gain. Crude oil fell under a little bit of pressure here, people, but I'm talking about a little. Crude oil is going much higher. It's going to pull the stock market with it, and you all know that. The grand theft of the middle class, whatever's left of it, is just getting started, in my opinion, although they've been getting robbed blind since quantitative easing won. It's not going to stop. So, again, I wrote down a few things I want to cover here with you. And I want to push this point home real quick. And I want to push it hard. We today are in a full-blown currency crisis. Okay, it's a full-blown currency crisis that's going to get much worse. Not by accident. Again, think about it. Turn on any of the mainstream outlets, people. Just do it to laugh. You're going to hear all this talk about inflation. You're going to hear the distractions. Oh, it's energy. Oh, it's supply chain. No, it is the Fed. It's the Federal Reserve. Okay, they're running their inflation machine at full speed, and they're not going to stop anytime soon. So we have an engineered currency crisis. So you tell me, you want to stay in the dollar or you want to be in dollar alternatives? Okay, you understand? Bet against the debt, become your own central bank, period, the end. Also, get on the long end of the stock market. Stock market's going higher, period, the end. I already covered this. Debts and deficits are hyper exploding. America is in terminal decline. Terminal decline. The whole world is in terminal decline, engineered by central banks who are taking over. They are taking over the world. The world is being run by the banks. Period, the end here. I already explained to you that you're going to hear, and listen for this, because you're going to hear it. It already started. The media outlets trying to tell you, oh, you shouldn't be in crypto. Oh, you shouldn't be in cryptocurrencies. Okay, but they're not going to tell you maybe you should be in physical gold or silver, because they don't want you in that either. You understand? You see the game? The game is you need to be in the dollar or a central bank issued note. This is how they control you. You're going to hear more talk from members of Congress, our representatives, who are going to tell you that we need the Fed to issue a digital dollar so we can compete with China. I mean, you're going to hear everything but the truth. And I think you all know that. It's so sick. It's really bizarre. But again, look, the fact of the matter is, you and I have been on the right side of this. We will remain there. And it's just so simple. We know where the lies are, the distractions. We know where they're going to come from. We know what they're going to say. And most people are going to buy it, not you, because you're smart enough to understand the game. All of this is a game. It's a very dangerous game. Some people, and I'm hoping that's going to be you, are going to win here on a massive scale. Most people are going down. They're going to fall through the cracks to the lower rung of this new society, this new feudal system that is in our face right now. You understand? I've been explaining this to you for a very, very long time, and I really hope I've gotten through to you. All right. So in summary, real quick, taper talk, laugh. When you hear a Federal Reserve president or a mainstream media outlet trying to convince you that the Fed is going to taper anytime soon or whatever, just literally do what I do. Either laugh or call the news organization and just laugh into the phone. Don't even say anything, just laugh, because it ain't going to happen. The Fed is not done. They are fulfilling their end game, their destiny to own it all. And in order to do that, they have to, again, foster and make this currency crisis much, much worse. We're not going to see anything until the currency crisis gets much, much worse. And then the Fed's going to offer their solution. It's always the same thing. Problem, reaction, solution. So that's how it's going to work out. So just be prepared for it. I know you are prepared for it. Continue to do what you've been doing if you've been following this blog for X amount of time, because you're on the right side of it. You are on the right side. All right, people, with that said, nothing else for me to say here today. Please share the video. Please get it out there. I'll see all of you tomorrow. I'm out of here.